So I have decided I'm going to start on the bricks on this wall today. And yes, I have them marked out a few at a time. And that is because my left eye has a cataract in it. It's not really bad enough yet that they need to do something with, but it's enough to distort what I see. So I am making my lines so many at a time because, believe me, this is my 4th attempt. And I kept getting off on my lines and got to the point where I couldn't fix it. So yeah, I've done this 3 other times already. So, and I mean, it's just, you know, you learn to live with it, and sometimes it works better for some things than others. And since this is white and I've got the light above me, it's not working so well. I keep getting off on my lines. So I'm doing a few at a time. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking my ball stylus and a ruler, and I'm just going along to meet up with these lines on the edges that I've drawn. I'm going about 1/4 inch. I looked up the actual size of scale bricks, and it comes out to 0.0 something, and it's like, yeah, math isn't my thing. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just doing them 1/4 inch because that seems to be the general consensus when watching other people do it on YouTube. It's about 1/4 inch. And I'm not sure yet. I think I'll just eyeball the length of my bricks. I think I'll be okay with that. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to just do a few with you, and then I'll do it off camera because it is a kind of slow process the way I have to do it. I apologize for that. I'm using a very, very, very tiny tipped ball stylus because I tried a bigger one and it made too big of an indent between the bricks. So yep, I decided to use this one. So I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to make some more lines and keep going doing this. I'm just doing the same thing all the way down the length of my wall. So I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, so I've got my lines done, and I still screwed up a couple times, but I think that because these are going to be textured and stuff, that everything's going to be okay and that I'll be able to fix it. Next, what I need to do is start doing my lines, and some people say they use 3/4 inch, but to me that sounds just a little bit too big, so I'm going to go, just going to eyeball it and make them what I think looks okay. They're not going to be even, of course. Kind of goes with the territory when you're eyeballing, but I'm okay with that because I think it'll still be fine. This, I've decided, since it's the back wall, is going to be my gallery wall that I want. And so a lot of it isn't going to show. So my bricks aren't exactly all the exact same size. It'll be okay. Unless you were to really draw these out and measure them out, I don't think anybody could do it perfectly. And if there's someone out there who can, I envy you. Because I sure know I couldn't. And I can't. So now I'm just going to try to aim for the middle of each brick. Doing this. This is going to be a long, slow process. Try to get my lines halfway straight. Which also is a little hard when you're freehanding sometimes. And foam core is probably not the ideal medium to be using for this, but it's what I have. I know a lot of people do the really cool stuff. They use like the insulating foam. Well, I don't have any. So finally done. Not the most even brick job in the world, but I think it's gonna do, and it's gonna have to because I'm not doing it again. That was very time consuming, very fiddly, very, yeah. I like doing it, but then again, the perfectionist side of me wants it all nice and even and everything else, and I just don't really think that dollar store foam core is the thing to do it with. When I was doing the vertical lines in it, I was running into, if you know what I mean, when you cut it, sometimes there's those little pills of styrofoam in there. Well, excuse me, there were the little pills of styrofoam, and I kept hitting them and it threw my tool off. So I probably would not recommend using dollar store foam board for this, but all in all, it worked out, and I think once we texture it and paint it, it's going to be fine. I'll be back when it's time for that. It's time for what I think is going to be the fun part, and that's texturing the bricks. And I'm just going to use this little piece of foil I've got, and I'm just going to start making little indents and marks into my brick, pressing harder on some and not so much on others, to just give them a little bit of that something extra. Make them really look like bricks. And I don't know what you can see, but if you can see it, I've got my little indents going. I don't know if you can even see that. Right now it's pretty fine, but I think it's really going to work out well. So I'm still going with the bricks here, and it is getting to be rather tedious. At first I thought it was kind of fun making all these little marks in my bricks, and I'm checking to see if it's working, and it is, but it's just very, very, very time consuming, and I mean, I think it's looking really good. I don't know. I'm showing it to you. I don't know how much you can see, but I've decided I'm going to finish the rest of this off camera. Okay, so here it is, all textured. I hope you can see that, how it's looking. I've got the texture on. I've got the bricks all in there, I think. And hopefully I didn't destroy too many of my lines. And the next step will be painting. Hello, welcome back. So I've decided to start painting the brick wall. I have never really had much occasion to paint a brick wall, but that's what I'm doing. And right now I am just doing a coat of, just a really watered down coat of the Waverly Mineral chalk paint, because I want this to get down into all the little crevices between the bricks, so that this will be my color of my mortar. It's doing the job pretty well. It's getting down in there. It's just making sure I get all of them because the white is very, very bright. Hello again. I decided to finish putting my coat of the watered down chalk paint on here off camera because it was just taking forever to make sure I got all those little crevices in the brick filled up. So I've not done this before at all. So I think we're just going to start building up layers of paint, and I'm going to do it like I do my faux granite, where I start with the darker colors and go up to the lighter colors. Now I have quite a few colors out here. I don't know if I'll be using them all. I'm not sure. I want the sandy colored brick, not the red brick. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of color, and it's going to be dabbing the dark on very, very, very lightly. So I've got some pieces of makeup sponge and I just chopped it up. And we're going to give it a go. As my British friends say, we're going to give it a go. So just taking just the smallest bit, and I just want to kind of pounce it off because I don't want a lot of this dark brown showing, but enough. And I'm using burnt umber, like we all do. I'm just going to start dabbing little bits of it here and there, hoping that's going to do what I want. And then I'll just be adding colors as I go. And I may end up having to put some grout in here. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm probably going to speed this process up. We got a lot of wall to cover and I want to get done. And I don't want you to have to watch the whole process. Well, this is it, the final product, and I wanted it even a little bit lighter than this. And if you saw, I went over it with a sponge and I mixed the yellow I was using with a beige, and it did give me a little bit lighter of an effect. But I also wanted the other colors to kind of show through. I just wanted a really warm, inviting wall. And, you know, if brick can be that way. But I think it's going to be when I'm done. But this is how it turned out. I thought about grouting, but I don't know if I'm going to. It's going to be the back wall, and yeah, you can see a lot of white. So I may still go over this with a really fine wash of my grout color and then rub it off the bricks. I'm kind of afraid because I'm kind of scared it's going to take the paint off. But we'll see how that works. But yeah, I just want to show you the colors. I do have a variety of colors, and I am really pleased with it. So I think we're going to call it good on the color of the brick. I'm really pleased with this, and I think it's going to be just a warm touch I'm going to need when I spackle the walls, because I'm probably going to be using my very favorite antique parchment on the walls. Just so it's not white, but it's not yellowed. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is going to be it, unless I decide to go ahead and attempt to put a color wash over it to you know, act as grout. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I like it, and I think it's going to look really, really good. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.